Distinguished listeners, brothers and sisters, I'm here again on Learn One or Two, a program designed to teach our people about our history, our cultural heritage, and all the problems facing Africa as a continent. Today, I will be talking about how Europe divided Africa to cage Africa forever. Let us travel back to the year 1884. In the city of Berlin, Germany, the fate of Africa was sealed, not by Africans, not by kings and chiefs of our people, but by European powers who gathered around a table, map in hand, carving out a continent that was not theirs to divide. That conference, commonly known as the Berlin Conference, was the meeting where Africa was not treated as a land of nations, cultures, and civilizations, but as a piece of cake to be shared among hungry colonial powers. Britain took their slice, France took theirs. Belgium, Portugal, Germany, Spain, Italy all walked away with territories that would later become nations. No African voice was heard, no African leader invited. It was a gathering of outsiders deciding the destiny of millions, driven by greed for land, gold, oil, and human labor. But what is most important to understand is this: the purpose of that division was not just to colonize Africa temporarily, it was to cage Africa permanently. They drew artificial borders that cut through ethnic groups, separated families, and forced rival tribes into one country, ensuring conflict and mistrust would remain long after they were gone. They designed economies that extracted resources to Europe while leaving Africa dependent and weak. They planted political systems that favored division, corruption, and instability. And even today, we see the effects. Wars fought between brothers who once shared the same ancestors. Economies still tied to European banks. African leaders still begging for aid instead of using Africa's abundant wealth. That was the true strategy of Berlin, not just conquest, but the imprisonment of Africa's future. My brothers and sisters, if Africa must be free, we must understand this history. The chains are no longer on our hands, but many chains still bind our minds, our politics, and our economies. The Berlin Conference never truly ended. It continues every day when Africa's resources are exploited, when leaders are bribed, when foreign powers dictate our policies. But we can break these chains. Unity must be our weapon. Self-reliance must be our policy. A new vision of Africa, an Africa for Africans, must be our mission. The day we recognize that the borders drawn in Berlin were never ours, the day we put the interest of our people above the interest of foreign powers, is the day Africa will rise again. In conclusion, the Europeans divided Africa to cage us. But they forgot one thing: cages can be broken, and lions do not stay asleep forever. Africa will rise, not as divided fragments, but as a united force. And when that day comes, the Berlin Conference will finally be buried in the graveyard of history where it belongs. Thank you.